This one was always a fun one. This is called Nesstique. It was supposed to resemble an antique Harley, only with modern stuff on it. So it has a chromoly 5/8 tubing frame. It's very, very lightweight, and it has some real early disc brakes and S&S carburetor on a iron head Sportster. So with a 21 on the rear, which was one of the first to ever do that. The motor in there, we did a lot of cutting away to make it a little bit lighter and look lighter. We cut the rocker box in half and cut up the cam cover and the kicker cover. So it was a lot of little odds and ends we did to that made it different from the rest of the bikes around at that time. Back in those days, the engraving and gold plating was just getting started to be real popular for the show bikes. So I think that I built that in like early 70s, I think. So it's been around a long time. Actually sold it at one period of time and ended up buying it back. So riding it, it was not easy to ride. There's a lot of rake and the handlebars are pretty narrow. But once you got it rolling, I rode it a lot. I had it in Sturgis and Daytona, all the places. We'd build a bike and then we'd always bring a new bike to one of the events for people to see. So it was a popular little bike in those days. Gas tank, it's hand formed steel, and just kind of made it look like an old style gas tank. The paint job is of course black lacquer in those days, and then the little scene of the antique bikes on top of the tank. Dick DeBenedict, painter out of Fresno, did that for me. When we were in Sturgis, we happened to be in the number 10 saloon. I don't know how we ended up in a bar, but we were there for a few hours. And as we were walking out the door, Willie G was at the door, standing there talking to some people. And so, we said hi and everything. And he asked me what I was riding. I said, a little Sportster out front. And he says, well, let's go see it. And actually, somebody had given us a beer. So we each had a beer in our hand, and so we walked out the front door because the bike was parked right in front, and there was two cops out there, and they arrested us for having open container, walked us down to the trailer house, and paid the fine, and it was $37 for having open container on the street, and so we paid that, went back to the bar. And the handlebars are really close to the tank on that. And Willie wanted to sit on it, says, sure. I said, be careful of the tank there. The bars don't have much clearance for your fingers. And he said, oh yeah, no problem. So he gets on and gets it off the stand, and the wheel flops and pins his fingers in between the gas tank and the bars. So that was pretty funny.